autofocus. I hate autofocus.
I mean, in a situation like this, I wish I had it. I'm using a fucking cinema lens like a loser.
Maybe I
so
will.
I have to like manually iris it like I want to be fucking Coppola, like a little bitch.
That's what I do.
Yeah, dude. What are you gonna do? You know?
I keep it fancy.
Welcome back to the program. Let's just get right into it. Welcome back. What a look. What a hot summer look we got going on here. I inspired Joe. I was rocking this because I've like lost control of my life. This is what's going on here. And
how much chest are you showing? How much deltoid are you showing right now? I can't see.
Oh, dude, not a lot.
Not enough.
Not a lot, dude. Not enough. No, I just fucking didn't have it. I didn't have it in me to do any preparation at all. I was working on shit, man. You know, I had to. Well, I guess I should bring attention to this new environment we got here. I'm down here. I feel like I look like an ISIS prisoner right now, but. So be it.
You do. Actually, when I first saw it, I know I said it looks like you're in a Saw movie, which is kind of a hack joke, but it kind of looks like you're in a. It looks like you're in a church.
Like Abu Ghraib.
No. Oh, now I see Abu Ghraib.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's either like, what's funny is when I first saw it, I thought your grandparents' basement. It looks like your grandparents' unfinished basement. A general grandparents' unfinished basement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like. Just like Grandpa's tool.
Yeah, but at the same time,
Grandpa's tool corner.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's funny that Abu Ghraib, like an Abu Ghraib prison cell, resembles your grandfather's basement. You know,
Grandpa's house on Cherry Lane. Yeah. No, I look like I look like a Vice reporter who got captured by ISIS for like vaping at a mosque.
You do.
You know? Like,
there it is. You do.
And like this is the video they're sending to my parents, and they're like, "Just keep him." You know, art school was expensive enough.
Yeah.
You know, now he's got to be all fucking weird.
That's the thing about
Aunt Carol about all her genders. She can't handle that. She's 90. You know.
Yeah.
I digress.
You can't. You do look like a cat. You do look like a POW, like a journalist POW who's like. You're the guy that does get decapitated. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. First in line. God, simpler times. Remember when that was the biggest problem this summer? God. But, you know.
One person being decapitated. Remember when that was the only thing we had to feign emotion about?
I know. Dude, that was rough, though. I remember that. That scared me. I was so scared of that shit. When I saw that, I was like, this shit is real. Because I remember let's not go into this, you know. Either way, we're in the garage. We don't need to, you know, reflect on the horrors of 2015.
Yeah.
Was that 2015?
I don't know.
God, 3 years after Kony or something. You know, it was like Kony. After Kony 2012, it was like it was just going to be a constant race to the top of like horrific nationwide, you know, international incidents.
Horrific viral videos. Weird marketing campaigns for child. What was he? Child slavery, child war. He was like a war criminal, right? You remember when Kony? They like it was like Vice or somebody. I think it was pre-Vice. It was like the Vice before Vice. They went and like found Kony, and then they like painted him as like a cool dude. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
No,
his name's Joseph. His name's Joseph. And well, I think everyone knew that, but like he's just like they called him Joe, and they were like, he's just talking about how misunderstood he was and how he was fighting the rebel army. And it was like,
of course,
he was just a chill ass dude that was not like guilty of the horrific crimes. Yeah, and you felt bad for him.
A child army. Dude, I remember that. I faintly remember that. But yeah, it was some kind of fucking click-hungry, you know, publication that's like can only exist off taking the contrarian opinion to something.
Yeah.
You know, they're just like, no, we'll just be the Kony is Good channel. Like everyone's people can be like, no, I saw that video. He was, you know.
That's kind of our space now, though, to be honest.
That's it. That's our
It's the contrarian.
That's the only available. Listen, if I was like a branding expert, I'd be like, this is your only viable path. Just disagree with just let people hate you as human beings.
Yeah.
That's the only viable path to clicks for you, you know?
Dude, that's the thing. It's like somebody has to do it. Somebody's got to go find Kony and paint him as a fun time, good beer drinking, loving person.
Yeah,
somebody
dude, loves.
Somebody had to do it.
Of course. You remember being on Facebook. Everything's like Kony 2012, whatever. And all that's like, you're right. You have to get an ad out of the blue, and it's just like him playing FIFA. You know, and it's just like the side of Kony you don't know, and you're like, oh shit, and then you share it, and you like show some other kid, you're like, hey, check this out, man, and then you're like, oh, well, you're basically a terrorist. I'm like, oh, okay. I just, I want to know both sides of Kony.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he's playing FIFA with his child soldiers, man. Maybe they were all on the same page. You know what?
Best case scenario, he was like Ugandan Michael Jackson or some shit, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what his. I also don't know if he was from Uganda.
Best case is he was a child molester. That you're right. Best case. Isn't that crazy? That if he was like, listen, I'm not a great guy. I'm not a great guy. What if the interview was, I have to get this joke out. What if the interview was, he was like, he wanted to set the record straight, and he's like, listen, I'm not saying I'm a great guy. All I did was molest these children. I didn't make anyone kill their own brother. I didn't force them into war. I did not turn them into slaves. I just molested them. I'm not saying that's good. Yeah. I'm just saying that's all I'm guilty of.
Yeah. Next thing you know, there's like, he's on MSNBC. And they're like, history's complicated.
Yeah.
Folks. And they're just like, we don't know. Somebody just please kill him.
That's the...
Joke's on us, though. He's out. He's running wild.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's at now.
I don't know.
What do you think he does now?
I bet he I bet he owns like a barbecue shop in the Congo, I would imagine. I imagine it's pretty successful. So? Yeah, I imagine like I think he probably repurposed his child soldiers to be like the best barbecue, like to make the...
Yeah, like Pitmaster.
Yeah, to be like smokehouse.
Kony's.
Yeah.
Kony's Pitmaster Academy. He's like converted it into like he like helps young kids. It's like, then now, here's how fucked up the world is now. Now we go on, Facebook today, and there's some Vice video, and they're interviewing Kony in the year 2020, mid-corona pandemic, and he's just sitting there with all his, a bunch of children still, but they're pit masters just making incredible, like, brisket and ribs and, burn ends and shit like that. And he's just like, listen, we made mistakes. I'm human like anybody else, but, that's why I started Kony's Pitmaster Academy. We train the youth of Africa today to...
That's what's so funny.
The most fire goddamn smoked chickens you'll ever see.
That's what's funny is you think about it and you're like, is there any way, like, is Kony redeemable? If he, do you know what I mean? Could he like...
Nowadays.
What could he do?
He's like, he should lead the UN at this rate. God damn, the way the rest of the world's fucked up.
Yeah.
Kony's up there. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I mean, if you read his rap sheet, dude, it's probably the worst. I mean, he makes...
It's bad.
He makes Harvey Weinstein look like Mr. Rogers, dude. Like,
yeah.
He just did whatever like that. It's like a man born without a conscience, man. He just literally could not know right and wrong if it bit him in the ass,
I feel like the world's gotten so fucked up in terms of like news overload that when that happened, it was so horrifically bad. The things he did were so bad. It was just like you ever feel like something's so bad that like it can't warrant public attention,
Yeah.
Like, so on paper, it's so clearly like, yeah, he was creating a child army, abusing kids, and people were like, yeah, it's not good.
Yes.
I can't, like, it's just the threshold. Like, I can't handle a warlord, childmongerer. There's too many things in the file drive right now. Like, I can't do it.
Dude.
And then that's why no one cares.
That's the thing. Our capacity for human empathy is, like, very small.
It's maxed out. It's maxed out. We're the people who just keep replacing the flash drive, like a 32 gig flash drive every week. You're like, God damn it. Like, it's never going to be enough.
Well, yeah. I mean, think about, and we kick the memory on that flash drive pretty quick, Isn't it insane? And that's the thing. Like, I'm a sheep, because even thinking about maybe this is going to get serious for a second, but like, dude, think how like worked up we were for the BLM marches and stuff, And I knew once it like left the media, we all stopped marching,
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, I didn't march to begin with, so I can't talk shit, but...
But I mean,
eventually people got to go back to their lives. Like it sucks. I feel like everyone's on the same page and they start, but people got to still be out there, dude. I support them. I'm not going to do it, but I support it.
I know, dude.
I'll stay here because I'm scared and I'll just grill things and watch Below Deck. That's the best I can do right now.
That's the thing, dude, because I was driving into Hollywood on Saturday, and dude, I saw some motherfuckers marching, man. I was like, God damn, dude, if you're still out here marching, they're
committed. Those are the heroes.
Those are.
They're the ones
They
who actually
are.
give a fuck.
They are.
They're not posers like the rest of us.
They are.
Just post some fucking like meme on Instagram stories.
Yeah.
And you're like, are we good? That's why people saying like, oh, we good?
Yeah.
Like,
I did it. Did you see my Instagram? Did you see my black square? I support you. I stand with you. Myself included.
I would love
myself included.
Here's a sketch idea. Some like PBS is like interviewing like a business who they had to shut down because they didn't post the black square on Blackout Tuesday.
Yeah.
And they're just interviewing some like fat Italian guy outside of like, Monty's Hoagies and like on the beach or something. He's just like, listen, we thought we was doing the right thing. We didn't post the square. I was worried about posting the square. Is it going to work? Is people going to be mad? Turns out they were mad. We had to shut the shit down. And it's a real shame. I didn't know. Like, he's just, the not posting the black square shut his business down for like 7 years.
I
thought the social media is for watching videos of dogs fight. I didn't know it was going to be this whole thing with Square. I had to call my daughter. She didn't even know what the fuck was going on, dude. She's got 3 kids. I don't know.
If he posted like pictures of hoagies all Blackout Tuesday, and he was running specials all Blackout Tuesday, so someone's looking through their feed and they follow him, it's just black square meatball sub, black square Italian sub. It'd be like, hey, Frankie by the beach, dude. Maybe do a BLM sub.
Listen,
dude.
I got my daughter Isabella on the social medias team. She's working on it. She's running the Twitter and the Instagram accounts. And listen, I'm sorry. I also apologize for all of the Blue Lives Matter pictures that I have been posting. I was not aware that was an offensive thing.
Yeah.
I just support the boys in blue.
That's the funny thing, dude.
Because I have teenagers working at this hoagie shop,
dude,
who are not licensed.
Okay. Another thought on that with like, okay, so I mean, you're kind of on this tip, but there's like a large fraction of whites that are like, that are very like, all cops are bastards, fuck 12, right? And like I get it. Like I get the sentiment, but like all these people that are very like zealously anti-police, they're all the same people that like, I have a friend who was saying, all cops are bastards and like the system is fucking, which I agree with. But at the same time, I had to tell him, I'm like, bud, you hear gunshots. What's the first thing you're doing?
Cops, dude. Yeah.
So to me,
that's the unfortunate side of it, is that like we still, I'm not going to pretend to be that woke.
That's what I'm saying.
I hate the cops, but dude, some dude's breaking into my fucking garage trying to steal my goddamn, tripod.
Right, exactly.
I'm gonna call them, motherfucker. They won't come.
Right, they won't come, but you're gonna call.
I'm gonna try. Well, I'm gonna have hope.
My point is,
I have hope.
My point is,
hope is offensive.
It's funny to hear them like be all like speak with such vitriol against the police because they know it's the right answer, but at the same time, it's like they wouldn't even miss a beat as soon as they found themselves in a dangerous situation. It's 911. They wouldn't even think all cops are bastards because it's like you need to recognize that you still associate the cops with safety. And you cannot,
for sure.
You need to recognize that, and that's part of your privilege.
Dude, 100%. I'm guilty of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I'm such a pussy. Last night I was walking down the street, and I just saw like a keyboard on the ground, like a little electric piano, and I was like, should I call the cops? Is somebody get killed here? What are your thoughts of just seeing a little keyboard on, Fountain Avenue,
That's privilege. That's privilege. That's privilege when you see a keyboard on the street and you're like, I should call the police department.
I should call the police.
Somebody.
some poor ska band member was just brutally murdered.
Daddy's the
shadow of the Sunset Strip.
And they would probably just like, you know, take some POC in for questioning for murdering a ska band when they have no actual victim.
Yeah.
That's what's...
Do you think NBC has enough of the content drought that they'll reach for that now? They'll be like, yeah, we'll buy a show about murdering a ska band. We don't have anything else. Like,
oh, I'd watch.
Come on.
For sure. Yeah, man.
I had to go to this fucking FedEx location today. I had to go ship this thing, right? This like bag of pants that didn't fit or something shit. Like, yeah, that's what's going on. That's the level of depression I'm at. So I'm walking up on Sunset to go drop off this bag of clothes. And I go to this like FedEx location. And it's not like a FedEx. It's one of those like dudes just got like literally the name of the business is just like boxes and shit.
I've been to boxes and shit.
He's just boxes and shit. His name's Freddie. You go in there. So I go up the door. It's like 4:30. They close at 5. I go up there. My sorry ass is locked outside. It says close. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I got half an hour. So I kind of do one of these. You know, I'm peeping in. I'm like, I'm gonna see where this dude's at. And of course, I see him back there. And he comes over to me, and he opens the door, and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I just have a thing to drop off at the FedEx thing. And he's like, oh yeah. And I give him the bag, and he looks at it, and he's like, oh, this address is wrong. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And I look down. Turns out, you know, you get the thing, the return label. This is so stupid. Why would anyone listen to this podcast? I totally get it now. Let's just shut it down. I'm telling a story about mailing something. This is how boring life has become. I understand that this is meaningless, but just bear with me. So I go there, and I'm like, okay, dude. I go out there, and I realize that my girlfriend put the wrong thing on there. You know when you got to ship something back, they're like, put this slip inside and put this one on the outside of the box? Well, she fucked it up. And they were totally flipped backwards. That's fine, whatever. So I switch them real quick, and I go back to the door, and I'm like knocking on there, and he sees me, and he turns around and leaves. He bails. He looks me in my eyes, dude, and is like, no, we're closed.
Wait.
I'm going the fuck home.
Wait, so you...
The dude dogged me. I was just standing there like an asshole. And I saw him go out the back door, get in his car, and leave.
You made eye contact?
Yes, dude. He saw me. He looked me in my fucking crystals and was like, no.
Did he give you was it like a straight up ice, like he didn't give you any sort of gesture to indicate like, hey man, it's too late in the day, I'm going home?
No. It was a pure just moment of pause where we locked eyes. I had realized the mistake that was made, not by me. Nonetheless,
oh, you're throwing your girl under the bus, dude. I immediately, no, I'm not. Yeah, I am. I went back there, and the motherfucker just looked me down. He was like, no, man. And he left. And then I had to walk home with that same goddamn bag of clothes. And I'm not going to boxes and shit tomorrow. I will walk 2 extra miles, but that homie, we're done. Boxes and shit on Sunset. It's right next to the Comedy Store. But I digress. You got burned.
I'm sorry. Man, I just had to get that out. That's what not talking to anyone all day has done to me. I'm just screaming about shit like this in a garage.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm actually, you know what, dude? I'm actually living. I'm living. And I'm like not staying in, dude. Like I'm going out and I'm doing shit. Like
well, that's great.
Yeah, I really like, I just can't not at this point. Like I hit you up to watch the Laker game. Like I had some people over to watch it, and I was just like, I'm doing this, man. I wear my mask everywhere I go. I do everything I can, but like, I'm not to be stopped, man. I'm gonna do everything I want to do that I can do with a mask on. I am, dude, because sometimes I'll like hit up people like, hey, let's go to the beach, and they're like, ooh, I don't know, things are kind of like. I'm like, I respect your decision, but dude, I'm going to the beach. I'm having people over to go to the Laker game. I'm going on hikes with people. Also, okay.
Hey, dude, that's different though. That's different. Like, for example, like, yeah, I'll go to the beach. I'll social distance at the beach. You know me. But like having a party at your place is a different.
No, it was a chill ass.
That's when shit gets dicey.
It was a chill ass vibe. It was two dudes, myself and the cat. And that was it. And we were all socially distanced. I'm not doing anything reckless, but I'm not taking myself out of opportunities, you know?
Listen, I get it, dude. I get it. You think I want to sit home all day and watch fucking Below Deck Mediterranean?
Yes, no. You do.
I don't. Dude, I thought I did. I did for a little bit, but I don't anymore, dude. That is come and gone. I can't sit there and do that and just be like, oh, you think they're going to get a good tip today? Oh, she's a bitch. Why? Oh, he's mad at the chef? It's not his fault that these people didn't come up to get their fucking meal.
Well, for a while you did. For a while you did. But
for about a week, I could tolerate that distraction.
Well, okay, so that's what I'm saying is like I've burned out all the distractions. And actually I got something on this, man. I want you to weigh in. So yeah, this is like coronavirus relevant. So I used to have these friendships and relationships that were like, let's go get dinner and let's go get drinks and catch up, all right? And I've realized I'm done. I am done with those, dude. I am finished. And because you know why?
Why?
Here's what I realized.
You don't like reconnecting with people?
I do, but I've gone on hikes with people. I've also just gone over to people's apartments and like walked somewhere and like went and sat in a park. And I've realized I'm like, dude, you actually connect with people. I'm not trying to be all hippy dippy, but you actually like have a conversation and you can say shit. You can talk about masturbation for like an hour and a half. You can talk about your dead dad for like 30 minutes. You can actually have a conversation that you can't have when you have like a waiter coming in and out. I'm saying having a conversation with someone, like a catch-up dinner, is fucking bullshit. So now I'm like, I'm never gonna go get drinks. I'm never gonna go to happy hour with anyone. I'm gonna like, you can come to my house, we can go around, walk a dog, scratch a pig. Like we can go do something where we're not like, I'm not gonna sit in a restaurant anymore. I realize I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. There's nothing.
You don't enjoy shooting the shit at a restaurant? What about like a...
It depends. I guess mainly what I'm saying is like, so I have this buddy that I've been hanging out with and we like would do this like monthly catch up and it wasn't real fulfilling, but now like every Sunday we go do this hike and I'm like, this is great. Because I feel like it's a setting where I can like let my guard down and actually talk to somebody. And yeah, I'm just like that. I've realized that's my speed. So these like relationships that I've tried to like maintain have become like chores in my life. I'm now like, dude, I can actually enjoy this if I'm going and doing a hike or playing ultimate frisbee or doing something like that. I'm just turning into a real active, cool dude, man. I'm gonna start wearing Patagonia. That's gonna be that's who I am.
Be that asshole.
I am that asshole. I'm not gonna go. I'm
get into stars. Go live in Joshua.
Exactly.
That's the whole thing now. Everyone wants to go do that.
I'm not gonna go meet you at a brewery and pay $40 for beers. Like I'm done with that life. I'm like, that's not. I'll go hike and we'll bring.
Let's go to the beach. Let's get drunk.
Yeah, let's get some roadies.
The beach.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna like do this. I mean, I'm sure I'll do it occasionally, but for the most part, for like catching up with a single person, I'll see you at the canyon, dude. I'm not gonna go to father's office and be smashed in by the bar and get a terrible seat by the toilet and then try to talk about my masturbation addiction in front of our bartender. Yeah. No way, you know?
Yeah, but dude, talking about masturbation in a restaurant that's really crowded is kind of an important factor of life, I feel like. I feel like it's like forcing you to be able to just not give a fuck in a public setting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I don't know. I realize I've gone through a similar thing where I started to realize like in this level of quarantine now, I'm like, I spent so much fucking time on my phone looking at bullshit. I don't know, just people fighting or like Twitter or whatever. Yeah. And then when I go out and I have like data, like I walk to the, boxes and shit, or I walk to, Pink Dot and go get, soda or something. And I'm just like awkward and like no one really like, it's just dead silence. Even you like walking down the street, no one like ever says like, hey there or something. And I'm guilty of that. I'm like, dude, what? These are real people.
Yeah.
Like this is the actual, you know what I mean? Like I could have a fulfilling conversation. So now I'm that asshole who's trying to be like more, I'm trying to start conversations.
Do it.
Now I'm going to Pink Dot and I get on the counter and I'm like, hey man, how you doing? I'm trying to get better in that regard.
I think that's good.
And not just look at Ben Shapiro tweets and get rage heroin.
There you go.
All night in between videos of people fighting over masks at Costco,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
No, I'm the same way. I've talked to my friend Dan about this because we're like, and I think everyone's feeling this way, but I'm like, yeah, just go out and be gregarious, dude. Ask someone. A guy at the liquor store the other day was like, the guy at the liquor store was like, I was wearing a Kings shirt, and he started talking to me about the Kings. And I was here's what sucked though. I wanted to talk about the Kings, and he kept saying his shit about the Kings, and I was like, oh, I want to talk about the Kings now. I've got my take. And then he rung me up, and he said all his shit, and he's like, all right, have a good one, buddy. And I'm like, oh, I had things to say about
everyone's just fucking weird and depressed now. That's like the world.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, I feel like there's something we can do about it. I feel like, I feel like that for myself.
You're right. There is something we can do about it, which is posting videos of people having racist meltdowns at like a Long John Silver's. Like, that's what we can do to bring the world together, is be like, fuck this guy. We all hate him. This video has been shared 7.8 billion times.
Yeah, okay.
And it's just like little wins. Like, that's on all Twitter is all day. So I'm just like watching someone get fucking bitch slapped at a CVS or something like that for being racist or something. I'm like, that's the only sense of justice I feel anymore in my like isolated life.
Dude, I've got a take on this, all right? I do, and I've realized this is like, I'm noticing that it's the same type of person that records someone and starts an altercation with someone not wearing a mask in a Walmart than that is the person wearing the mask, right?
Dude, people just like confrontation.
They do.
It doesn't matter.
They love it.
The masks, if not, like, listen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. These are just people who like to fight, dude.
Yeah.
They just like to fight. That's all it is.
Yeah, if you were really
and you're
concerned,
never gonna win that fight, dude. No. I had to tell myself that because like I would walk. Dude, I get so pissed when I walk around seeing people without a mask in such an obvious setting. You know what I mean? Just like blatant disregard. But at a certain point, you're like, dude, what the fuck am I? You can't tell someone. You can't be like, yo, wear a mask. They'll stab you. Okay?
Right?
You
they will.
Chuffed. Like,
catch more flies with honey, dude. Catch more flies with honey.
Just accept it. They're not gonna fucking do it unless someone forces them to. And like, who the fuck's gonna force them to? The cops are like, we're not the mask police. You said defund us. Fuck you, people. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
Helicopters fly over my place every day. I'm pretty sure they're just monitoring with snipers, trying to kill people. But
yeah,
here we are.
Oh, I think what it is, it's funny because you see this, because I mean, I go into Trader Joe's, I go into the laundromat, people aren't wearing masks, there's a couple people that sneak in there. I'm not losing my mind because I think ultimately all I want is to not get sick, and hopefully not everyone in this whole Trader Joe's to get sick. So the best thing to possibly do is let them go through their line without making a fuss, without them breathing everywhere, get them in and out as soon as possible without keeping them in there, So I'm just like, just leave them alone, keep your distance. Like, that's the best way to keep everyone from not being sick. Because if you go up to them and like, they're clearly, if you're in a Trader Joe's and you're not wearing a mask, you're not a reasonable person. You're not going to respond well to criticism.
No.
You're going to lose your fucking goddamn mind. And that's the way it's going to be.
You're
so
both
just
gonna pull out your phones and you're both going to post them to whatever your fucking echo chamber is. And then everyone will just grow a little bit more bitter. And then I'll go in there and some lady will snap at me for reaching for avocados. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck times, dude. It's so I'm over that, dude. Don't be that fucking good. Yo, wear man. Like, dude, I tell you this, I'll roll my eyes at people. I'll look at people in the eye and I'll be like that a little bit.
That's all you gotta do. That's all you need.
Sting.
Yeah, give them a stink eye. Yeah, give them a little bit of a look. Just give them a slow, dude. Because because people are out there with a chip on their shoulder. They're looking for the smoke, dude. They're looking for a fight. For sure. So if you give them just a little bit of a because what hurts the most, because a lot of times people are just looking for a connection. They're just looking for a fight. They're looking to invoke some sort of emotion. But if you just don't give it to them, that's the worst. It's like, I've noticed this when someone, if someone is trying to beef with you, the best thing to do if someone insults you is to be like, oh yeah, man, thanks a lot. Because that's the best. It's because it's like, you're not even listening to the insult so much. Because then what are they going to do? Like, no, come back. You misunderstood me. I was insulting you. And then you're already gone. That's like the best, because they've got all this like worked up energy to be like, I'm going to hurt somebody. And then when you hit them with a, hey, thanks, man. No, I really appreciate that. They're like, no, I said hateful things.
Dude, I'm pissed. Pissed. These helmet nachos were $30 and you were supposed to Venmo me and you fucking didn't. It's all good, dude. Thanks, bro.
Hey, man, it's all good. It's all good. So that's like,
it's all chill, man.
I mean, I did that.
People need to fight. You're right, though. People need to fight. The problem is, this is the one reason we need sports, is because these people need to be back fighting each other at a Pittsburgh Steelers game where they belong. You know,
Yes.
keep that shit contained. There was a purpose to the sport, okay? It contained that kind of reckless, unhinged internal anger to, like,
Right.
you know, let people
I think
fight
you're
in
right.
the parking lot about a Ben Roethlisberger jersey.
Yeah.
And he's got a Carson Palmer jersey. And they both got chicks, and they're both drunk. So here we go. We're going to shout. Hey, guess what? Your kid's there, and who cares? Like,
Yeah. No, I think you're
so
right. I think definitely in American culture we're very like dualistic. You know, we like our two political parties. We all have our identity politics. We all like root for this team, root for that team. You know, mayonnaise Miracle Whip. That's a super outdated reference, but like Jif, GIF, all those motherfuckers. I think it's just a reality of people like. And it's the same thing. It's like the couple that always fights is just because they need to feel. It's like we don't actually love each other, but we want to have some type of emotional connection. So let's fight about how many eggs you use in the pancakes. That'll feel like love, you know?
That's a pretty spot on analysis. Yeah, it depends. It's weird when you see people though, like, actually fighting about it. Like, have you ever like really paid attention and like try to like break down second by second how like these mask fights you see on like Twitter, Instagram, or whatever? Isn't it funny? Do you ever watch them escalate in real time? Like, watch the lines that like set the other person off, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
they'll just be arguing and be like, I'm not wearing it, you should fucking wear it. And then the one chick's like, well, I'm sorry, but we're not, you know, we have the right not to serve you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh, and then like, it's like tracking baseball homers in real time. Like, that's the level of enjoyment I got out of it.
Well, yeah, it's funny because they're looking for those lines though. They're waiting for the right line to react to, because they're like, which is the line that's like supposed to set me off and really like get my go. And once they say it, they're like, it's usually some sort of like, because everyone feels like they're on the side of righteousness, right? So it's once they hit you with the like, you know, the moral majority says it's this way, and then they'll be like, all right, now you done did it. Now I'm gonna hit you with like my knowledge of the moral minority, you know, and like how
chambers.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
People just need to like. The thing is, dude, because like, I mean, they say this like, turn the other cheek. That's biblical. Kill them with kindness. Because in reality, man, that's how you really can get to someone. Because what everyone is trying to do is they're trying to affect your emotions. They're trying to have some impact on another person. If you don't let them get it, that's the most irritating thing of all. You know?
Yeah. It's bullying 101, dude.
It is.
It's got to get to the Sean Hunter of your school. You know?
Exactly.
You know, you can set off at any given second. Isn't that funny? Did you have that? Did you have a kid in like grade school that there was like one kid that everybody knew that like you could set him off like real fucking quick?
Yeah, he had too many. It was too easy to get under their skin.
Yeah,
it's fun. It's fun to get under people's skin, you know?
Yeah, dude.
And you shouldn't do it. It's a really messed up thing to do.
It becomes not fun later sometimes, unfortunately. But in the moment, you're like, yeah, dude.
This is fun.
I took your fucking pencil box, bitch.
Right.
That's what I did. I hit no fix. I don't give a fuck, bro.
I still got your black pencil. What are you gonna do? You need that. It's the best pencil.
What am I doing?
Well, okay.
Dude, one time I saw a fist fight break out over like two kids trading Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That was. I don't think I can top a fight better than that.
How old were they? Or how old were you?
Oh, dude, 10, 11, maybe.
Oh, I did. I actually
bringing a knife out over a Red Eyes Black Dragon, or like, fucking Toon World.
I stole a Chansey card. Okay. Or so here's the
here's the store from a kid.
From a kid who grifted me hard. Okay.
Oh, dude, no, hold on. How? All right.
Okay, so here's the story. Basically, he had told me, I'm trying to think what it was, but like, I had traded him a Blastoise for the Chansey card. All right, so I had the Chansey card. And I got
That's
it.
a dope trade, by the way, because like Chansey was like cooler and like way less common. Everybody had a fucking Blastoise,
right. Yes.
The Chansey was tight. You want to be cool. You want to stick out, you know?
But the
that was
thing,
a good trade.
I know, but then I got the Chansey card, and the Chansey card was not in good condition, and that was the problem. So my friend Lucas went.
Beware, though, my dude. Didn't you inspect it?
I did. You know, when you're a kid, you're not like, let me do a proper inspection of the card before the deal is finalized. You know, you're a kid, so you're like, here you go. And I realized it was. So I had my friend Lucas do my dirty work. So he did recon on Adam's desk, and he scoped it out, found the Blastoise, and then he swapped back the Chansey for the Blastoise. Fuck, but then I felt I was racked
with Watergate type shit.
I know, dude. I was racked with guilt, so I gave it back. But
oh, that's even lamer.
I know. I bitched out. I totally did. I had a really strong moral compass. I was like, and that was the thing about my childhood, is I had a very strong moral compass, which just led to me like doing the right thing, but holding on to all my resentments and turning into like a hateful adult, you know?
Dude.
Just be shitty. Like, I'm a shitty person. I should just be shitty. Otherwise, I just like hold in all my shittiness and absorb it, you know?
Okay. Isn't it fucking crazy? Like, that for many people in our generation, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon were their first experience of like, oh, this guy's shady. Like,
oh, yeah.
Learning that you can't trust people, you know, like fucking Derek, who's, you know, also in your third grade class. You're like, dude, he gave me this bent-ass Chansey card, this fucking swindler.
Yeah. Dude, there was like swindler kids.
For the first time, you're like, look at this piece of shit. Dude, you're trying to rip me off, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. There were kids that were just like grifters on the playground, man. They'd be dude. I remember like, I think I had like a 50-cent piece, and like a kid sold me a morale mushroom because he told me it was like magical. Dude just hustled me. I was just a kid that believed people at their word, and he got 50 cents out of me and still like gave me something he found on the ground 5 feet away. That's what you just learn about. You just learn your innocence. That's like, it's like 4th or 5th grade is where kids are like, oh, I can manipulate and trick people into getting things of theirs. And like, I was like late on that. I was like late on the like piece of shit train. So I was just like, these are my friends. They want what's best for me, you know?
I know. God, you lose trust so easily. You don't even think about it. All over a blue eyes white dragon, you know? You lose a childhood friend, and you understand the moral divider between your classmates.
Here it is. What's your here's a segment. What's what's like your biggest like childhood falling out, you know, like as a kid?
Dude, none of that shit mattered.
But that's the funny thing is when you're just like, I've got beef.
My number one, I've told you on the pod before. It was my buddy who I told him he had bad breath, and he just couldn't handle the news. Yeah. And we just never really talked again, you know? That was the biggest one. I'll have to think of it. I don't know what the second one is, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I've had one. It's funny because I'm actually friends with this guy now, but it was just a roommate situation. I'm trying to explain it in a way that, because I'm friends with him now, it's like water under the bridge. Yeah. But this is what I hear. We'll talk about roommate situations, man, because like, I grew to like hate someone. It was someone that I was like friends with, okay? Trevor Kempton, I'll say his name. I was like friends with him, and I'm friends with him now, but it was like, okay, let's be friends. Let's live in the same space, okay? So here's the start of the friendship, end of the friendship, okay? So you're like, cool. Here's hate. Hate's up above. So you move in with him, and then it's like, all of a sudden, it's just like, oh, max hate. Like, vitriol, we loathe each other, all right? Reaches that point, over time, back to friendship. Because neither of us really betrayed each other or did anything awful. We just grew to be like, you know what? Go fuck yourself, dude. Like, I hate you, you know? It wasn't anything where it was like a big moment or anything. It was just like over time, just gradual. Be like, you know what, man? I hope you die in a car accident. And it wasn't even like they did anything. It was just like, I genuinely hope you don't come home today. And then now it's like back to like, I shared his fucking music. I'll plug his music video again.
Well, dude, sometimes the biggest bonding, sometimes you bond the most over your hatred of your own
You
friends,
do.
you know?
You do. It is funny because I feel like we do have this connection where it's like nobody's...
But it's rooted in love because you're like, no one else can handle this guy's bullshit, but I have for this long.
That's
so
what
now
it is.
On me to...
It is.
I'm
It's
the only one, and
right.
I get something out of it. I feel like a coach to a degree, and I feel like I'm, you know.
It is. It's a level of person. Yeah, it's like a level of intimacy that you don't have with most people, you know, that I don't have with you. I've never blown up at you. So it's like something where it's like, I've showed my whole ass, dude. I've been like, you get the whole, I'm not holding anything back. This is exactly how I feel about you. I'm not being polite, which I've probably only done with him, you know?
Yeah.
Because at that point in time, I was like, I don't care about this friendship at all. So I'm going to tell you how I feel. And it felt good. But it's funny, just over time, it came back to like the same on both sides. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I feel the same way I did 6 years ago or 7 years ago, whatever it was, as I do now today. It's just over time, it's like, oh, we shouldn't live together. And that's really all there is to it, you know?
It's fine. It's like, it's cool. No, I never had that problem. I never really lived with anyone, you know? I lived
You're
with
probably,
like one dude, I lived with one dude for like 4 years, but it was fine. I never like, you know, blew up. You're
just a more mature person than me, I think.
I don't know about that, dude.
Well, that's like one reason. Yeah, I live alone because I know that I'm petty and I'm a difficult person to cohabitate with. I'm aware of this. So people are like, we should roommate together. I'm like, you don't want that. You don't want that.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Let's not argue over, you're right, how many eggs we're putting in the French toast today. Rick.
That's what I'm saying.
Fucking energy bill 4 days late.
Yeah.
You fucking dick. No, I get it. God, dude,
yeah, man.
It's nice being down in like a garage area. It's super creepy. I couldn't be doing this. I couldn't be screaming about Kony while my girlfriend was sitting 6 feet next to me trying to watch Top Chef. Like it wasn't good.
Are you unfiltered now?
No, I don't think so. I think it's more so I felt bad interrupting her watching Top Chef.
That's true.
She's just sitting there screaming. I'm like, what is... She's just sitting there listening to me screaming and fucking... God knows what about which fucking hamburger relates to 90s alternative bands.
Yeah.
Which, dude, by the way, Alice in Chains is like Rallies. Like, they're just fucking... Everyone knows the worst, but they're still somehow on the radio. Alice in Chains is fucking Rallies, bro. So what's like the most disappointing season of a TV show ever?
Where you fell off.
I'm gonna go with like anything after Dexter season 4, like just whatever fucking happened in that following 7 years. That's probably one of the bigger ones.
What happened? Okay, what was the problem?
It has to be so good that you're able to hate it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It has to build itself up into something that you really enjoyed. And
disappointment.
Then made a series of horrendous jumping the shark decisions.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying disappointment. You know,
Westworld.
Oh, really?
One, but we've already talked about that. All of a sudden, they bring in Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
Just
go back
and brood for $20 million an episode. Just brood in a weird kind of like steampunk jacket thing. You're supposed to be like an alcoholic in the future. Like, that's your character. Cool, dude. No, Westworld, Dexter. I don't know. What's your number one?
My number one, the easiest one to describe, it's not my number one, but it's Orange is the New Black season 5, okay? Orange is the New Black was like a slow decline. The first season of that show was like, you got to the end and you were like, brah, bro, dude.
Brah, bro.
That was the best, like, that was the best season of a television show I've ever seen. It was incredible. And it at that point, it should have been done, okay? It should have been done because this woman is only serving a year in prison. We're about at a year, give or take. It feels like that. But then they continue the show, and then it just falls apart, dude. And I stayed until season 5, all right? Because season 4, they kind of made it interesting. And I was like, all right, I'm back. I'm hanging in there. The ladies like take over the prison, and in the season 4 finale is very climactic. I'm like, okay, bro, this is great. I like this. I'm into it. I'm back. I'm ready for season 5. And then season 5 was the most like boring pile of shit I've ever watched. And they tried to like weave in this even harder this prison industrial complex narrative too, that they like would work in, but then it would kind of like fall out, and then it just had no direction whatsoever. And it was and then the drama that they created within like the narratives were just like, who cares? The stakes were so much higher in season 1. I couldn't possibly give a fuck about this person's addiction to talkies. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everyone's dead in the show and nobody cares anymore because there's like minor bullshit going on. And then I got to the end of that. I got to the end of it. I hung with it for so long because the show was so good. I was so impressed by it. But once I got to that, I was like, this show has wasted enough of my life already. I don't even know how many seasons they're on. I don't even know if it's still on.
It seems like you really had to get that off of your chest. Like I'm proud of like how collected your thoughts are. I can tell hours and hours of thought went into that. What like subconscious, just like watching it and thinking about it, like at random points of like you're pouring coffee. You're like, I fucking hated that season, dude. Like, what did they do? Like,
season 2 was good, and I try. You know what? I really
don't go back into Orange is the New Black. I've never seen it, bro. I don't. Okay, I can't tell you a single thought on that show. I have no fucking idea what it is.
All right.
I'm so disconnected.
Don't watch it.
I'm not going to.
Okay, good.
I'm never going to.
Okay.
For that reason, they're gonna lose it after season 5. You know, like
right.
I'm not into it. What if I was just like, oh, what's the most disappointing season of TV? I'd be like, oh, season 64 of Cops, dude. Just like, they really fucked things up that season. They just spent all this time in Oklahoma City. There was nothing going on. What are you going to do?
They started getting woke, and they weren't profiling every minority. So why am I watching this?
I love the idea of the dudes who were like, yeah, dude, I hate Cops got too liberal for me, dude. I can't watch Cops no more. Those fucking psychopaths just upgraded to watching like Iraq war footage. And they're just like, I'm not even gonna hide it anymore. I just want to watch violence because I'm sad, you know.
Just
on YouTube watching.
They're like, I found Live Leak
combat because they're just like, I just need to watch.
I found Live Leak. I have no interest in Cops anymore. I'm desensitized.
Just popping that cherry of desensitized. I can't, dude.
Do you have one?
No.
I have another. If you don't,
I don't know, dude. I mean, like,
you've had to seen a season of a TV show that you were like very excited for.
Dude, season, what was it, 2? Dude, Sons of Anarchy, season like 2 or 3. They did this whole like in Ireland bullshit narrative where like they kidnapped Jax's son and they went to Ireland. It was just it's so bad. Like it just was like, I don't know why they decided to go to Ireland. Like, what? Think of like a writer's room there. Like, oh, we're gonna take them out of America. We can go anywhere in the world. Just like Ireland. I'm like, okay, dude, are you just trying to make this like only white people show? Like, come on, you can do some cool shit with this. And say when you just went to some other place full of other different white people. Like, come on, bro.
Did it not work?
But it was just like, I don't know. It's not that it didn't work. It was just kind of like, it just like was this whole show was supposed to be like so location centric, where it's just like, this is a biker gang in like Stockton, California.
Right.
This isn't a California show. I mean, dude, there are fucking murals. There's a mural of goddamn Jax Taylor, Charlie Hunnam, on this liquor store on Melrose, like right down the road.
Yeah.
People love that shit here. It's supposed to be, it's like a California show. And then all of a sudden, season 2, you're going to be like, oh, we're going to go to Ireland. And we're going to, fuck that, dude. Come on.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, and that's early, too. Season 2?
Shirt.
Yeah.
Season 2's fucked up, man.
Yeah, my second one is Community. I thought Community was like funny, and it also built like a cool narrative, because like I can't just do a comedy unless it's sketch comedy, unless it's like you're really bringing your A game and you're really making me laugh. I need some sort of dramatic narrative, right? So season 2 of Community, they were really building the characters and really developing them, and then they did this like paintball. They did like a wacky, weird paintball episode in season 1, and then they started doing these weird nuancy, like weird, like a cartoon one, like a claymation one, and then like a documentary one. I'm like, okay, this is fun. And then it became all that, and then they started changing the characters. They made one character practically and then they made one character just like a total dork that never was a dork and was a jock, and they let the fans write the show.
Yeah, dude.
And
you can't let
it just
steer the ship.
Yeah, dude, it was like there was this really cool narrative between these two characters that were like a romance that they had, like very odd couple that they had actually brought together, and you actually felt emotionally toward, and then they just shat on it and they just never pursued it. It was Troy and I can't forget her name. Annie. Troy and Annie. It was like, this is really great. And then they were just like, all right, we're just going to do dork shit for the rest of this series. And I was like, and it was because I guess, you know what? The masses rule, because I'm not a dork. I like the show. I like the narrative, but then people just like dork shit, dude. So then they just shat on a perfectly good show with really well-developed characters. Fuck Community. Used to be good. What a dumb... They let Abed run the show. They let one character... Because I think there was one autistic character that they really liked, and they were like, and I think a lot of autistic people connected with them, so they let autistic people kind of dictate what was on the show.
Chevy Chase.
I think that's what happened.
Wasn't Community the show? Listen, dude, I've not watched Community. Wasn't that the show where Chevy Chase was going around like calling people racial slurs or something like that? And then
dude, he was funny. He was funny on that show, man. He was like, I've heard he was terrible to work with, and he was pretty awful, but like, dude. Chevy Chase still got it, man. He still has really great sensibility. He has a line before my camera runs out and shits the bed. He has a great line where he says, "I'm gonna slit both of your butts' throats," and I was like, he's like talking about playing basketball, and I'm like, that's you can't write anything funnier than that. And that's it, dude. My camera died.